Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm mixing it up with Gigi. I'm going to be making one of our Christmas tradition, and that is I'm going to be making sweet potato pudding, Jamaican style. Okay, this before we get started, let me explain what we're using. We're using this sweet potato. Let me cut it, and so you can see the inside. It must be this kind. If it's the regular sweet potato with the yellow inside, won't work. Okay, so you got to see if you can find this potato in the specialty store. So starting off, we're going to need 4. As you can see, I've washed them and they are ready to be peeled and cut up. And traditionally we blend these in Jamaica. We grate them in Jamaica, but guess what? I don't have all that strength to grate these. They're very hard. So I'm going to use my blender and I'm going to blend them, grate them in the blender, okay? So we need 4 sweet potatoes. That's what that is. And 1 fresh coconut, which I already take out the husks and it's in my blender. 1 cup of cornmeal, 2 cups of flour, 2 cups of sugar or to taste, 1 stick of butter, and then we're going to put cinnamon, nutmeg, vanilla, almond extract, salt to taste. And that is basically the entire recipe. All right, let's get started. First things first, we're going to go ahead and peel these bad boys right here. And like I said, they're pretty hard, so go ahead and use your peeler. And I have a bowl of water set aside, so I'm going to peel them, and then I'm going to go ahead and put them in the bowl of water so they don't turn red. Cut them up in small pieces and put them in this bowl of water so they won't turn red. So that's the first thing we're going to do. Then I'm going to go ahead and blend my coconut and juice it off, and then use the coconut juice to blend my potato so it's not very liquidy, okay? And this peeler is giving me a hard time. Either I can't use it or something, but anyway, here we go. So this is what it looks like inside once it's peeled. And this sweet potato is really good. Not good to have it every day, or not even really good for you, because it has a lot of carbs or starch. So I'm just going to cut this up in small pieces just to help my blender out. And you can use your cutting board and chop. It's very hard to cut, so feel free to use your cutting board. I'm just a regular Jamaican, and I cut a lot of stuff this way, but I'm going to use the chopping board to do the rest of them, okay? Alright, so that's basically what we're going to do first. Alright guys, my sweet potato are all peeled and cut up in small pieces, and I put them in a little bit of salted water to keep their colors from turning brown. It's just like avocado. If you peel it and put it down too long, it's going to turn brown on you, okay? So lemon or salt will do the trick. Now I have my coconut in my blender. There you go, with 2 cups of warm water. And the reason for that is to get the maximum, juice out of the coconut. So I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to blend my coconut all the way. There it goes. There it goes, guys. And this blender, I'm telling you, I love it. If you don't want it to be powdered smooth, don't put it in here. Now I'm just going to go ahead and strain this off, and I'm going to do it one more time so I can get the maximum juice. And I might not use all this juice in my sweet potato pudding. I might save some of it for later on. All right, guys, so here is the juice. I'm juicing, squeezing out the juice from the coconut, and I'm putting it back in the blender because I'm going to run it through a second time just to get the maximum juice from this coconut. There you have it. So now I'm going to put some more warm water and I'm going to blend it again. And as you can see now, it is not as white as it was, and that's because a lot of the juice has already been extracted from the coconut. So I'm going to do this a second time, guys. Alrighty. And I'm also going to save a little bit of this. I'm going to save about 1.5 cups in this form, just the way it is, like this. And I'm just going to pour this directly in the mixture. So I'm going to go ahead and strain the rest of this coconut, and I'll get back and show you what's going on. All right, guys, so now I'm going to go ahead, I transfer my potato from this pan to this one because I'm going to be mixing it in this one. So now I'm going to go ahead, and hope you can see me, and put some of the sweet potato in my blender. And you have to know your blender to see if your blender can take, mine will only, I'm going to try do it two times, 2 batches rather. And if you notice, I did not wash my blender, no need for that. And I'm just going to put a little bit of water, I'm not covering them because I don't want it to be too liquidy, because your pudding is going to be too soft. I'll go ahead and blend it and come back. Alright, guys, I'm going to blend my potato, but I'm going to do that on low speed because I do not want my potatoes to puree. I want them just to have like a grated consistency. That's the beauty with this blender. Okay, I'll check it to see the consistency of the potato, and this looks perfect to me. So you want it to look as if it was grated, and this is a perfect consistency. I don't know if you can see it, but it's not too coarse. It's just like you put it through the grater. Okay, so now I'm going to pour it in this bowl and do the second batch. And I want you to see everything. So I'm going in with the second batch. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and add my flour and my cornmeal, and then I'll put 1 cup of flour. Even though I said 2 cups, I'm going to start off with 1 cup of flour and 1 cup of cornmeal. And what I find is the cornmeal is the fine cornmeal, and it's also the self-rising cornmeal. So I might put about a teaspoonful of baking powder in it, but because it's a self-rising cornmeal, so that will equal to 2 cups. I do not want my pudding to be too hard, so I'm going sparingly on the flour. So I'll go ahead and put 1.5. This is a 1/2 cup. Now I'm going to put this is a teaspoonful of baking powder, and I'm going to mix that together. Get me a little spatula. Mix that together, And I'm also going to be adding my salt. I'm going to be adding in my salt, teaspoonful of salt. Okay, so as you go, it's easier to take out than to put in. I'm going to add my nutmeg. Also, about a teaspoon of nutmeg. Hope you can see me. And a cinnamon, about the same. Now, a cinnamon has this little cap on it, so let me remove that first. So I'm going to put a tablespoonful of cinnamon because I like it with a lot of cinnamon. Okay, so these are most of the dry ingredients. I'm going to mix these together first, then I'm going to add it to my mixture. All right, so I'm going to add this to my mixture, and then I'll add my sugar. It's okay, you can pour it all in. The good thing about this, it's easy to blend together. And you don't want this to be too soft, and you don't want it to be too hard, because you want a good consistency and a nice firm delicious pudding. And some people put raisins and stuff like that in their pudding. I'm making it for my daughter. She doesn't like black cake. We make the Jamaican black cake, and she doesn't like that. This is what she likes, and the reason she doesn't like the black cake, she does not like raisins. So this has to be one of those pure pudding. Okay, so now I'm going in with the sugar. And again, watch the sugar. This is brown sugar I'm using, so I use 2 cups. And I'm pretty sure this is enough sugar, because neither of us like our stuff too sweet, so this will be enough sugar for the batch. I can tell just by the amount of sugar, because we both not sugar people, and I know I'm going to be eating a slice or two. At this point, you can give it a taste. And now I'm going in with my vanilla. And guys, I'm not even measuring this, because I told you my punishment as a cook is to measure. I'm an eyeballer. So that's about I would say a tablespoonful. And that was vanilla, and then that was a little bit of rose water. I didn't mention that. And this is the almond extract, and this thing gives it such a nice flavor and aroma. The house will be smelling so good. Alright, I'll come back and show you the finished product once I get it all together, okay? Alright guys, so here is the consistency that I have, and I need it to be a little tighter. So I'm going to add another cup of flour, and that should do it. So I did add the 2 cups of flour and a cup of cornmeal. And again, the main reason for the cornmeal is to keep the color, so it has a nice color once it's baked, because it tends to be very dark once it's baked, so the cornmeal gives it a nice color. So this is a good consistency that I'm looking for. So I'll just continue to mix it until all the flour blend out of it, okay? And then this is the consistency, and then I'm gonna put it in my baking pans, okay? All right guys, I think I got all the lumps out of this, and now so this is the time when you will taste it and make sure you have all the spices in there and everything is good. And one thing I think I'm going to add a little bit to mine, and it's a little bit of allspice, just a tad bit, about a teaspoonful of allspice. Yes. Okay, now do you remember I said 1 stick of butter? And this is when I'm going to also mix that stick of butter into the mix, to the whole mix right here. Yes, yes, yes. Butter makes everything better, right? This is going to go right through and absorb through the potato, give it a nice, soft, smooth, creamy density and texture. There it is. All right, so now I'm just going to go ahead and pour it out in my containers that I have already greased. So I'm going to put one in here, and then I'm going to make a series of cupcakes style. Let me clear off my countertop. Okay guys, so here we go. I have placed the sweet potato in this big one for my daughter, and I have several different shapes that I'm going to be putting in as little individual ones. You know, we're in COVID season now. And then that extra one over there, that's for me. These I will share up with the kids. They're in different places. We're not all going to be together. So I'll put 3 or 4 or however amount in a nice bag for each of the houses that I'm going to be dropping them off, and also to my neighbor. All right, so I'm going to put these in the oven at 375, and they're going to be in there for about an hour, but could be less, but more so about an hour. I'll come back and show you what they look like. Okay guys, I am back, and my sweet potato pudding, they're all done. Look at them. They're so beautiful. And guys, these are so easy. Don't have to grease them. They come right on out, and look at that. So pretty. All done nicely. And it took exactly 1 hour, guys. Exactly 1 hour. So that is it for the sweet potato pudding, Jamaican style. All right guys, here it is. I've gone ahead and cut the one that I claimed as mine, and there it is guys. I don't know if you can see, but that is it. It's nice and golden brown. I do not want my sweet potato pudding to be really dark. It's dark enough inside, but it's nice and golden brown, and that's what the cornmeal does to it, but it still have that sweet potato, deep sweet potato vibe, because I only put a cup of cornmeal. Thank you so much for watching guys. Hope you'll enjoy this recipe. Give it a chance, give it a try. It's Jamaican sweet potato pudding. All right, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like and share. I appreciate you guys. Merry Christmas. God bless.